Welcome to another virtual adult improv show with the LA Connection players. I'm Kent Scode, the founder and owner of the LA Connection. We're 47 years strong out here in Burbank if you want to come see us live. But we're doing virtual theater now as well, like television shows, fully edited on the spot. All the actors, we don't know what we're going to say next. It's a fully improvised show. And this is a long form show tonight. I'll tell you about that in just a second. Let's meet the cast first with Madeline, Michelle, G, Lindsay, Rashida,
Hey y'all!
Mike,
Hello.
and Roberta. Okay, so as I was telling you, we're doing a long form. This could go an hour and a half, maybe 3 or 4 days, but it's set in the middle school. It's sixth, seventh, and eighth graders, a time when kids become boys to men, girls to ladies, and it's a big change. It's a change in their life. It's a change in their, their whole identity. They begin to find out who they are, and it's an exciting time, but it's also a very strange time. Having been a sixth, seventh, and eighth grader myself, it's a very awkward time for both men and women who are turning into those in those 3 year stretches. So we have a staff here. Let me introduce our staff here today. I'll be playing the principal, and Madeline is the PTA president, and Michelle is the PE teacher who also is the janitor,
Yo.
and G is our dean. Lindsay is our counselor. Rashida is the lunch lady, but she also teaches drama and art. Michael, who is the history and math teacher, but he's also the bus driver. And Roberta, who is a nurse, but she also teaches English and different languages like Spanish. Now, I've called them all down here today because we're 10 days before school opens again in 2024 here. And we had to go over kind of like their curriculum. We kind of want to get to know some of the ideas they may have that they want to introduce. It's different than some of the old curriculum. And we also want to talk about how to make everything better this year based on everybody's position last year. Now, everybody knew we had cutbacks. And because of the cutbacks, we had to double up everybody's job last year. I know Michael, you were the PE coach and doing a lot of extracurricular activities already, coaching the basketball, the football, the softball, all the games and stuff like that. And now we had to have you clean the toilets and the locker room and all that. We're really sorry about that, but I got to tell you, we did do an inspection afterward, and you're doing a pretty bad job. Okay, the women's locker room is terrible. I mean, I don't know if you've even gone in there, and the male locker room is pretty messy as well. A lot of hair. These guys are shaving now. Some of the eighth graders, and we you got to kind of clean up a little bit better. Okay, as far as your PE skills and all that, I think you're a great coach. You've taken us to the eighth grade championship. I don't think when we ended up losing in the championship game last year, you should have thrown the chair across at the other coach. I thought that was a little extreme. And I just think that, maybe sometimes your anger management and coaching gets to you. Maybe that's why you don't want to. I mean, you had said one person before they went into the bathroom the other last year, you said, are you going to do a number one or number two? And they said, well, I'm going to go number two. You said, well, you need to flush and clean your own shitty toilet up. You can't ask people to, plunge and clean their own toilets. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. Madeline, I'm glad you're back as the PTA president this year. You were the vice president last year. I think that's fantastic. So I know that you were on The Bachelorette. You were the Bachelorette on that show. And so now everybody knows you around here. Now we've got a lot of men all hanging out at the school for PTA meetings, and their kids have already graduated. So I don't know if you want to do, you might not want to do a lot of Facebook stuff about our school if you want to do separate stuff, but I can have, like even today, you were followed by about 8 cars, all dudes, in Ferraris, in Mercedes. I only saw one Kia. But I mean, I know you're happy about this because you're on the Bachelorette over the summer. Now everybody's seen you, and I'm sorry it didn't work out with that dude. I know you took the trip with the dude, and then he ended up leaving you for one of the waitresses. I thought that was kind of weird. Anyway, I've started to bring that up, but I just, let's dwell on the good stuff that's going on right now, okay? And also your daughter, who's a star basketball player, you can't be going to Michelle's practices and trying to coach, okay? Michelle told me about that. She says, you're the PTA president. Please don't come to my practices. Let me coach, okay? Okay. And somebody should say, I just came here early to pick her up, like an hour. That's when practice started. Okay. Thank you. Let's go over to Michelle for a second. Okay, Michelle, I know the Olympic thing, the 2002 Olympic thing. I know that's great, but some of the kids are laughing behind your back as they're saying that's 22 years ago. I'm like 12, 13, 14-year-old. They're kind of laughing going, because you teach like kind of old school PE. Like a lot of them don't want to do pull-ups anymore. We're having injuries in the shoulders, so then I have to deal with Roberta. So some of these exercises you're asking them to do, some of them, and I know you were ex-military, so you're asking them to do some military type stuff, where they're doing rolls, and then you have bow and arrow shooting. I don't think we should have to, the bow and arrow shooting you did outdoors the other time, and you actually went through, missed the tree, and hit the person's garage door as they were opening it to get out. That was a little weird, okay? So some of the stuff you're doing is, like when you said, I need you to jump over the garbage cans to a 5'2" kid, and the garbage can's standing up. Okay, he pulled his groin. Okay, I had to deal with Roberta with that. Okay, so you're causing injuries with your old school military PE type teaching. Okay, and I just the janitor thing. I'm sorry, I was talking to Michael about the PE. I got confused because you taught PE secondary. I'm gonna have to go back to you in a second.
That's why I'm driving the bus now, though. I did such a
I
bad
know.
job
2 years ago, you were the PE teacher.
What are you
We
gonna do?
kicked you off because of the injuries you were causing. But anyway, I'm going to go back to you. But everything I said about him is the same thing you're doing. The bathrooms look terrible, okay? And you need to start cleaning up. All right. All right, Michael. One other thing: the buses. You've been taking the buses on extracurricular activity. You took your friends to Dodger Stadium in the bus, okay? And then you made them all
Yeah.
pay for parking. But then you kept the money because we are,
Well, yeah.
you had a parking pass. You can't be doing that. And then you're selling beer. It's not a beer party truck. It's not the party bus. Okay, so you
After
can't be.
hours.
No. The school bus has to go back to the school, and then you come with your car, pick up the bus. We can't leave it at your house anymore. I know you've been leaving it at your house overnight, and somebody even said you have a couple mattresses in there, and you're renting it out like an Airbnb, like an
Listen, I
Airbnb.
got to get creative these days. Everything's so tight financially. I just trying to pick up the loose ends.
Okay, well, the math and history is not bad. You can't teach stuff about French history, though. I mean, it's got to be American history. I don't know why I know you like to go to France and see a lot of your
History's
stuff.
history. It's all history. But okay,
Yeah.
I hear you. I
Okay.
hear you.
All right. Yeah. You might want to curtail your trips to Amsterdam. People are talking about sometimes you smell like weed. Okay. Some of the eighth graders told me that. I guess some eighth graders are now smoking weed. I don't know about that. I'll have to get to the counselor about that. All right, Rashida. We found cigarette butts and filters and matches in your food, in the food. Okay. So we can't be having that. We can't be having you smoking while you're cooking. I know that you already almost lit the place on fire once, so you think, okay, well, my smoking's nothing compared to the fire I almost created that burnt the whole goddamn kitchen down. But, we got to just have more than just stuff that boils. Boiled eggs, boiled beets, boiled bugs, boiled hot dogs, boiled potatoes. I mean, everything's boiled with you. Can you do more than just boiled food? I mean, someone said, can I have a fried egg? And you boiled it. Okay, you boiled the egg. Okay, now I know that, but then it's a hard-boiled egg. Okay? So, look, bacon. You boil the bacon, you boil burgers. Okay, you're boiling everything now. I mean, it's
This
just,
is too much restrictions already. You know what? Continue.
well, I'm just saying you got to do more than, I mean, people say, you won't even serve them a cold drink. You say, no, it has to be boiled. And then your whole thing is the water's polluted, so therefore I have to boil out all the
Exactly.
toxins. And so
Yes.
everything, you make the kids go to the shower in the locker room before they come into the cafeteria. You're like a fucking clean freak. Okay? I mean, you're
Clean.
wiping down the walls and stuff as they're coming in with Lysol. You're spraying kids down when they walk through the door. Did you just come from PE and you sprayed them down? You're getting obsessive with this cleaning thing. You weren't like that with art and drama. I saw that you're a mess when it comes to your art studios. Everything's everywhere, and the drama, everything you were playing is like you want to do drama now in the cafeteria at lunchtime. No one wants to see drama.
Everyone likes drama. You're giving me drama right now.
Okay, all right. I think we've said enough with you. Okay, or let me go over to before I get to my other personal staff, Roberta. I know that we did send you out to that hospital to become an intern with the nurses, and I know that didn't go so well. 3 people died, but I got to take a moment. Anyway, nobody's died so far on your watch here. We have had some people worse. Like we had one person with a cut, and then it got infected, and they almost had to amputate. So we saved the kid's leg. It was just a cut from PE from one of Michelle's exercises, which was, wear shorts and go through rose bushes. Which
Well,
I don't.
I consulted with Dr. Google, and they told me to
Okay,
open it up
okay,
and sew it
right.
and cut it out.
Okay, well, we'll talk about all this stuff later, but Dr. Google is just a search engine, okay? It's not a real doctor. Okay, and that's the problem with you. And, you're asking for supplies of stuff that doctors don't even ask for. Okay, like you said, can I have scotch, Glenfiddich scotch, a case of that, instead of rubbing alcohol? I thought that was a little weird, when you should be using rubbing alcohol. And then you said, one kid said last year you came in, you see us. What do you think's cleaner, spit or water? And they said spit. So you spit on the kid.
Boiled water.
You, okay, you spit on the kid's wound. Okay.
I did
And
because there's all these nice germs in your mouth that clean everything, so I just spit on them.
Everybody knows you put dirt on it.
okay, all right.
Everybody knows that.
Michelle gets me.
Okay. Anyway, look at. Okay, you got to kind of clean that up a little bit. And sometimes when you say where does it hurt, and the kid's already, his arm has come out, it's popped out, and you say where does it hurt, and you try and pull it different ways, and it's making it worse. And then we have to really send them to a real doctor. So maybe just do the little things, put Band-Aids on things, maybe just little, Q-tips if they need their ears cleaned, just really simple kind of stuff, Don't try and pop their pimples. That was weird last year when you tried to pop that 7th-year-old pimple. Okay? I know you said you thought she was a boy. So it's okay to pop a boy's pimple, but not, I don't, look it, we don't even care what they are anymore. All right, so that's enough. Let me go over to my dean, and I'm going to let the dean and Lindsay, you talk for a few minutes after I finish talking with you guys, because I'm going to have a private meeting with you, so some of that stuff we'll keep kind of private. But Dean, I know you kind of like to joke around. Everyone wants to think, oh, he's the funny guy at school, and tripping kids when you stick your foot out the dean's. And it's always the 6th graders, first day. Oh, there goes the dean. If he doesn't trip you, he doesn't like you. And that's the whole thing. Well, I wouldn't trip you if I didn't like you. And that's how you get out of sometimes these kids then having to go over to see Roberta because they got bad elbows or their knuckle came out or something like that. You can't be doing that to the 6th graders, okay? And then sometimes you go in to a 6th grade class who didn't know the teacher wasn't there, and you pretend like you're the science teacher, okay, before they get there. Okay, that's a little weird, okay? So I know you like to play practical jokes on everybody, and you want to be, I'm the nice dean, okay? But, you're doing timeouts, okay? Like you say, okay, come into the room, go sit in the corner, and go look out the nice window at the beautiful lake we have over there. That's not punishment. Timeout's like for a 4 or 5 year old, 3 year old, okay? A bad dog. You're doing time. That's the extent of what you'll do. Oh, Billy. Oh, Billy, you lit the garbage can on fire, and it could have knocked the school down. Oh, that's terrible, Billy. Here, have a Fresca, and go ahead and go out, sit in that chair over there, and go look at the lake. Okay? You might need to get a little stronger. Okay? I know you wanted to be a stand-up comedian. I know you do open mic, and it's not going very well. So you're pulling all that sarcasm and energy out on the school kids. Okay, so thank you, G. Anyway, Lindsay, I don't know if everybody knows that. She's my stepdaughter to my third wife. She was fully grown when I met her. She was looking for a job, and she had gone to some school, got a doctorate in counseling. It was marriage counseling, but that's close enough because we didn't have a budget to go and get like a PhD counselor. So we got a marriage counselor, which you can get a lower license. So, but she reads a lot, okay? She reads a lot of books, and she's into all sorts of different philosophies, which is fantastic, from all over the world. Sometimes she'll say stuff and you might have to ask her what the hell she means. And sometimes I do too. So if that happens, and go ahead, if she says something to one of you guys in some sort of a slogan or some sort of a philosophical way, because she's a very philosophical counselor, and some of her methods of helping people are very unusual. All right, so I think we've kind of covered everybody here today. I'll be meeting with each and every one of you, most of you individually, a couple of you in pairs. And I'm going to make sure everybody meets with everybody today. I'm going to send you to different rooms. So what I want you to do now, guys, except for my staff, you go back to your room and start setting it up, and then I'll tell you guys where to meet in what room. And I want you to talk about, how you expect the school to go this year and anything we can improve upon, okay? What? Did you have a question?
Yeah, aren't we all staff?
Yeah, you are, but my personal staff.
Oh,
The dean and the G.
all
okay.
right then.
Yeah, thanks.
Have a great day, not just a good
Thank you.
day.
Thank you. Michael, go ahead and get your bus out of my parking spot. Thank
God.
you. Okay, all right. So, I didn't, I was just trying to, they all know from last year all these things about you guys, so I didn't say anything they don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
call me out in front of everybody.
Well,
if you didn't have Peter Pan syndrome, then maybe whatever.
yeah, but this is good. Why don't you do a little counseling session right now with G, Lindsay, so I can kind of see how you're doing. We can practice on G because G, you do need a little counseling, and I know you refuse to get that because you think that you don't need counseling, but we all need it.
No,
Okay.
it's not necessary. So I have jokes.
Okay. All right. We'll see if you can just
So,
work with Lindsay for a
How
second.
about
Go
this
ahead.
joke? Knock, knock. Who's there?
Who's there?
Your son who, which you say all the time, your son that's dating Madeline's daughter, and you let hang out at his house all the time, her house all the time.
Okay.
A bachelorette, like there could be skanky things going on over there. And when I say skanky, I mean no disrespect, but there is this paradise love sweet stuff that goes on.
How do you know?
I've seen it's on television. If you owned one and you turned it to
So,
Comedy Central, you would know.
comedy, it's on AB. You're not even getting the right network, Lindsay.
No,
What do
you only watch Comedy
you think?
Central.
You think my son's gonna become a skank? Is that you think he's gonna be a
Well,
skankola?
he's hanging out with Madeline's daughter, and Madeline isn't exactly pure. So how about you figure that one out? I know we're separated, but I take after my dad, my third dad.
Yeah. You got to call me out on everything. You got to criticize me. Listen, a young man has to go through a skank phase. It's good that he's around skanks right now so that later on he's got the skank out of his system. He can find a real woman. I thought I had. Clearly, I wasn't correct. So
You
I got
are on a break right now. I didn't say this isn't like Friends where you can just go hook up with somebody when I say we're on a break.
It's because you refuse to sign the papers. The break will be done. It'll be
God.
broken.
Okay, listen.
Why are you
I
on the-
thought. Well, hold on a
party
second.
bus?
Hold on.
Why are you on the party
Just
bus?
wait a minute. Wait.
What, Daddy?
This was supposed to. No, don't call me Daddy. Okay. Counseling. You were supposed to show that what you did is you just ripped on him like you were stalking him and finding out all this stuff about him, which you never told me. I never saw this coming. You think I laid you out? What if she said that in front of everybody? Okay, now Madeline. Now I got to go deal with her later, and her daughter, and your son, who are both now in 8th grade.
He's a lovely boy.
I didn't tell you that we were like separated because I just didn't want to break your heart. And I know how fragile you are. I've seen it. I know. And G over there, but I just couldn't stay with him for a little bit. He was on the party bus with Michael all the time. How would I know?
I'm the dean. I supervise behavior.
Party
That's
bus?
what I do. Yeah, the party bus.
But
I gotta make sure that doesn't get out of control.
You turned one of the poles into a stripper pole.
It's not,
Okay, this is getting too weird. Now, I didn't know any of this stuff. Okay, now listen. If you're going to counsel people, you can't just do what you just did.
I won't do it again.
Okay, that was a terrible counseling.
I'm sorry.
Gee, I'm just really concerned about you. I thought you were just kind of a low key guy. Now you've got a series with this family. What is it, like a reality show you're doing? And what's
him? He just thinks everything's a joke.
Yeah,
so you're doing like a reality show? I mean,
whatever you want to call it. We don't have to label it. It could be a reality show. Listen, I got a son. He's doing well.
Our son. Yeah, you don't say my son. Why are you?
Okay.
I have a
Okay.
son.
All right. Well, look at. We're going to call this meeting now. You guys are going to go out and meet other people. I need you to both settle down. So that when we go through to meet everybody, you're not going to go through all your issues, or they'll come out, because I'm very worried about everybody.
I'm sure he'll make a joke of it. So
just make sure she ain't there, and my life will be happy.
I'm fine.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay, I'm going to send you to different rooms right now.
Your
Okay.
punchline.
You need to go sit in your chair and look at the lake. Okay, that was strange. That was really weird. Madeline. You can hear me on the loudspeaker. Come on in. Madeline, okay, so Lindsay, the counselor, just told me that G spends some time over at your house with his son and your daughter, who are both 8th graders. I know they were dating.
Yes, and to my knowledge, they're still dating. They're still having the greatest time. And, I think that it's really good for them. The socialization is never a bad thing.
Right, but what's up with you and G?
Well, I don't know. I think that it could be something a little bit more exciting. I mean, he has been following me in his car lately. But, I'm willing to think about it.
Let's go. Following you in his car.
Sure, everybody does it.
Okay, so he's doing it too. But now he's got an in, because how long have your daughter and his son been?
About 3 months, very fresh.
Okay, so around the end of the school year, they started dating, and now they're interesting. So they've seen each other over the summer. So that's when you started seeing G?
Yes, around that same time. I mean, keeping it casual. I did just break up with Randall after all.
Right.
It's very devastating.
Okay, so I remember you did The Bachelorette, and then you got your own reality show right after that, and that was the breakup was on that reality show. I thought that was pretty. That was like a month later, and then all this in the summer, and now all of a sudden you've got a new reality show with G and the 2 kids, and I don't. This must be relatively new, because I've never heard about this. So, tell me a little bit more about what goes on in that show.
Yeah, so it is like The Real Housewives meets Survivor. There's a lot of different kind of family obstacles. We do obstacle courses. We have conversations about serious things. We prank other people. I mean, it's everything that you'd ever want. And you know what? There's physical fights a la Real Housewives. There's challenges a la Survivor. And so honestly, I think there's lots of things that we could be doing. I wish it had a little bit more romance, but I suppose I've done my time on that turn.
Okay, so now how do you think the school's going to feel if you're the PTA president and you're doing a reality show? Do you think that's going to help the parents? I know it's going to help the men, but what about all the other mothers? How do you think this is going to affect them and their relationship with you? They might be jealous. They might be upset. Your daughter's a star basketball player.
I mean, sure, I can understand why they'd be jealous. Who wouldn't, you know? I mean, we're all over the internet, we're all over social media. And I think that, you know what? If they're jealous, fine. But here's the thing, think of the potential that I could bring all this money in. You know, we could do virtual signings, we could do meet and greets. I think that honestly, as head of the PTA, like my celebrity can only do us good.
Okay. And give me one goal you have as PTA president this year.
Yes, I think that my goal would be to have a bake sale, but specifically a bake sale where my face is on all of the baked goods. So that way people know that me and my daughter are here and, you know, they can give us money for the school, of course, you know, and just increase the celebrity for the children.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to cost more money to put your face on every cookie or cupcake than it is to sell them.
Well, I guess we'll just have to start looking for sponsors.
Oh my God. Okay, so you want to have someone sponsor a bake sale where are you going to make these, or are you going to like get a professional? Sounds like you're going to go to a bakery.
Certainly not. Yes, of course. I will have someone paid make them, but here's the thing. I will put it out on all my socials right now, so that way we get free advertising, cost nothing. Well, almost nothing.
Okay. Do me a favor. Do not tell this idea to Rashida. We don't want her involved in any baking. I don't think she knows how to bake. She's just a boiler. Okay, so
No.
please.
We want the people who come to the bake sale to live. So yes, mum's the word.
Okay. Well, thank you. Well, I'll have you meet everybody else throughout the day. Okay. It was really nice meeting you today. Okay.
You as well.
Okay. All the 4 teachers, they can now go into room 12.
Hey, how's it going?
How's everyone feeling? Do you feel
Oh
like
my
you need a
God.
physical? Do you want a physical?
Yeah.
You can
Nah.
come to my
Did y'all
office.
watch the Olympics this year, man? It was lit.
Ain't nobody watch no Olympics. No, we ain't got time for that.
Oh my God, it was amazing. It was amazing. You know what I mean? And I honestly, I got to tell y'all, I just got back from Paris too, you know, because I was able to go over and be a part of the games. You know what I'm saying? Like I volunteered, right? It was amazing.
I saw the photos of you and Snoop. That was pretty cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Introduced me to Martha. Okay. I got some bacon tips. You know, that's how I injured my wrist actually, because, you know, I was hanging with Snoop and Martha and I got a little frisky.
Rashida, are you eating those sardines again?
Yes, I am, since I'm being
Ooh, girl.
judged and criticized for having boiled eggs and everything, which actually goes right with sardines. So
I
I'm switching
told
up the
you.
menu.
You're
You and your
going to get
fish.
poisoned. You're going to get poisoned. You better come to my office and
I could
have
get
some
poisoned.
whiskey.
Girl, what about that mercury?
We all gonna die someday. We all gonna die someday. It
I
doesn't
might die
matter.
from smoke inhalation. One of these kids left some pot cigarettes in the bus. It's caught on fire. Been trying
Yeah,
to put it out for the
what's
last
on
hour.
fire? What's that right there that's burning?
Exactly.
My clothes. I'm like, they got all the smoke still just coming off of my clothes. It's
If I
disgusting.
have to stop smoking because
Okay.
my ashes are getting into the food, you need to stop too.
I don't smoke.
Ain't nobody eating the bus though. How
Oh,
that
yeah.
the same?
Oh yeah, those kids do a lot on the bus.
Just saying. No, eating the bus. She's saying.
Oh yeah,
you can't-
yeah. No,
You
no.
can't smoke on the bus because you
Can't.
dropping ashes, but ain't nobody like licking the furniture and whatnot on the bus. What's wrong with you?
That would be weird. That
Yeah.
would be
Well,
weird.
listen, this is what I apologize.
They eating your food, right? So if it's a
excuse
cigarette
me.
butt in it,
I see it all the time. They leave it on the bus. They don't always
Yeah.
eat her stuff. It's
Well,
like
that's
the
why I'm
ditch it.
switching
I
up my
suffer
menu.
with it, Rashida. They all come to my office,
I
Oh,
bet they
and
Lord.
then
do.
I'm forced to make
They
them
come
throw up.
into your office because they were
Girl.
tired of everything that I was cooking. I'm switching up
These
the menu. I've already
Tums.
talked to Madeline, the PTA. We're gonna have fish twice a week, Mondays and Fridays. Fish
Hey,
patties,
hold
sardines
up.
on Fridays.
No, no
That's super old
sardines,
school.
Rashida.
That's
No
super old
sardines.
school.
It makes
It
them
has
throw up.
protein in it.
No.
The
No.
kids need their omega-3s.
Girl, they regurgitating cigarette butts in my PE class. I can't have that.
And,
No, we
I'm
gotta
sorry,
send them-
that was a mistake. And we're also
Yeah.
doing seaweed because it also smells like fish. You get your protein from this as well.
What is
little
with you
kids-
and the fish? I don't
Protein.
understand
As you
it.
get older,
Safe
you need it.
protein.
You take fish oil. You take the
Girl,
supplements. You need that.
You ever heard of a protein shake?
You got all the protein right here.
Yeah,
Look
but they
at
don't
this.
stink.
You have a whole sardine in a can that's ready to be devoured in Louisiana household.
Oh.
You can't get any better than that.
Rashida, you cannot serve that. The kids
can
are
we
coming
just-
to my office and throwing up on my floor.
They already
And
like
then
meat and
poor
crackers.
Michelle
Why
has
they can't
seen
do
it.
sardines and crackers?
Listen, we're going to implement a balanced beam section in the PE class, okay? It's not going to be, the tall one like in the Olympics, right? But it's going to be the little one. It's only like 4 inches off the floor, and we're gonna start a balanced beam. Yeah, and they can't be regurgitating fish, Rashida.
Okay, the
Listen.
dean, please, the math,
See you
and the
later.
bus driver and history teacher, please meet in room 2. The dean, meet with the bus driver, room 2.
Michael, where are you? Get over here. Get over here.
Sorry, we're running around all crazy. You think I'd have my, I think I'd know this campus by now, but listening to the ladies talking is driving me crazy.
Oh yeah, they're the worst. Especially.
Hey, so they're talking about, when you had me take you and Madeline on the bus, and you wanted to have like the romantic, bus
Yeah.
route evening.
Yeah.
Well, they know about it.
Yeah, I already talked to Lindsay about it. She was going a little nuts. It doesn't matter. We're separated. We're getting divorced. I thank you for that, by the way. And, in thanking you, I do have to apologize. You remember that day you woke up from your nap in the afternoon, you were glued to your seat?
Yeah.
You ever wonder who did that?
Yeah. Tell me, it was you?
It was me. It's funny.
Now I feel bad. I mean, I roughed up one of the kids that I thought was doing it, but he doesn't have, his parents don't care about him, so I didn't worry too much about.
That's a natural
Yeah.
consequence. It's not a problem.
But I'm an adult. I should know better. I was a little hot because, I had to crap on myself. I mean, you left me in a compromising position. All you had to do was say, stay put. Michael, stay put. You don't have to drive anywhere. It's all cool.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it's not much of a
I'll
prank.
get you back. It'll
That's
happen.
what a dog can do that. Stay put. You gotta glue somebody if you want them to stay there.
Yeah, glue put. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
It wasn't
listen,
cool.
I apologize. Listen, to make it up to you, maybe I could have Madeline do one of the dances when you're driving the bus or something. I mean, you got to keep your eyes on the road, but
Well, that's why I have that big mirror. I put a double mirror up there so I could see everything the kids are doing.
exactly, yeah.
I would like
It's
that.
good. She knows some of the Bachelorette alumni, and plus we got our new reality thing. She's got friends if you're interested.
Well, I'm tired of being alone. I mean, if you can introduce me to somebody, I'd be happy to not have, I'm pretty lonely, man. I don't say too much about it. But
Yeah.
Okay, if the counselor could go meet with the English language nurse in the nurse's office.
Hola, Lindsay. I'm wearing my world shirt for the children as I am teaching muy bien español today.
And I just want to tell you how proud we are of you for taking that leap, and how I know how much it caused a lot of anxiety. So going back on your chart, when you came to me about doubling up, and you were I think you were more upset about taking on another duty than you were about the people that you accidentally killed. And I kind of just want to know
That's such
why.
a harsh word, Lindsay.
I just want to know why, so I can label you either as a sociopath or just somebody who doesn't like working hard.
That is no muy bien.
Okay.
First of all, I didn't technically kill them. I consulted with Dr. Google as my training was very limited. I am the Spanish teacher, the English teacher. They threw me into nursing and they told me to make them drink a ton of rubbing alcohol and then mixed with peroxide
Okay.
and Clorox.
I just want to know, do you know, is Dr. Google in the room with you right now?
No, I have to consult Dr. Google. I can get Dr. Google.
No. Do you think Dr. Google is a real person? Is it a male or a female?
Oh, it doesn't have a gender. Of course it's real. Dr. Google knows everything.
Of course.
I consult Dr. Google all the time, and I'm convinced half of the staff is dying. You probably have about 6 months to live.
Oh, okay. Do you have I think we might limit your access to sharp objects this year, just because, no reason, but just for safety.
Was it the scalpel? Was it the was it the scalpel or the shoulder when they dislocated it and I popped it?
It's the scalpel for sure. It was the scalpel. I just don't think that you needed this year, because we're going to do a lot of band-aids and like a phone call. Band-aids, a phone call.
Like, who am I calling? I don't call Dr. Google.
The number is 911. We'll put that up in your office this year.
What about Dr. Google?
We will keep her, him, she, her, him, it, they. We'll keep Dr. Google. You keep Dr. Google anywhere you want, any place. But we're just going to maybe limit the sharp objects.
If you're so worried about me, Lindsay, I think you should worry a little bit about G and Madeline, because I've heard things and seen things.
What have
and
you
now their children are like in this reality thing, and I've heard things, and it's not muy bien.
Okay, if the PE teacher and janitor can come into the principal's office, please.
Have a great day.
Hey, what's up?
Okay. So, you heard me talk a little bit about, the injuries that are going on with some of the stuff you're doing, like, running through rose bushes. First of all, the rose bushes were there so we can have flowers for our dances and stuff, not for kids to run through the rose garden in shorts.
What's wrong with that?
Well, they all got, they got cuts in their legs.
Yeah, and then we practice first aid, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a double duty type of a situation there,
What do you mean? You're practicing the first aid? Because some of these kids are going to the nurse's office.
Well, yeah, they got to go to the nurse if it's egregious, But, look, scrape, cut, you put a little Bactine, you slap a Band-Aid,
Yeah, we have to cut back on Bactine. We don't have enough money for Bactine. We have enough money for water, to wipe with water with the light tissue. You have to reuse the tissue. Yeah. Well, and then you can put one Band-Aid on them, and some of the Band-Aids may have to be recycled if they fall off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. So how's that gonna affect my my plan to implement the new balance beam section in the gym class this year?
Well, first of all, we'd have to cut it back to particle board. So, because we don't have enough money for the full wood stuff, it's all particle board now.
Well,
so the first person who gets on it will break it.
Well, it's gonna be the low one. It's not the standard Olympic size,
I know. Well, you said how many was it, inches or feet off the ground?
Like 4 or 5 inches off the ground. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, for the kids.
So the first person who gets on it will fall 4 inches into broken fake wood.
Well, we got a mat. What are you talking about? I don't understand. It's on a mat. We got mats already.
Well, then
Yeah,
we're going
we
to have
don't
to
have to buy
clean
a new
up the
mat.
mat. So I'm going to get this particle board,
Yeah.
and they're going to go on the particle board. They're going to break it. Then we have to clean it, and then we have to get another piece of particle board.
Well,
Then
are
we
you
break
saying?
it. So we're
Are
going
you saying
to
this?
we can't we can almost get a real actual board for all the particle board you're breaking.
Well, I never requested particle board. I mean,
Well, that's what our budget is. We can't unless we start tearing down some of the school and getting the actual old wood out from the walls. We
yeah.
can't afford wood anymore. We can't afford
Well,
wood.
how about I go on a fact-finding mission to some of these estate sales and antique places and whatnot, and look for one of them, those beams that are up in the ceiling. What if I get one of those, and we can just kind of whittle it down. You know what I mean?
You think you're going to go to an estate sale and then rip the beam out from their house?
No. Sometimes they sell, if they're tearing down a house. Sometimes they sell
Right.
pieces.
How many of those do you see? I
I mean,
drive around all the time. I don't see a lot of people
not for
selling
nothing. I wasn't
beams.
looking, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm looking, God is on my side. We're gonna find
You'll
a
spend
beam.
more money with gasoline charging the school and your time to find a beam that you'll never find. Okay? So that's the
Wow, man.
stupidest idea I've ever heard in my life. What I think you should do
It's not
is
negativity.
do space beams. In other words, let the kids pretend like they're walking on a beam and then do it all with pantomime or mime. Save us a lot of money. We don't have to. In fact, I think we might even start pantomiming some of the games so I can sell the basketballs and footballs. We'll just pretend like we're throwing them. People can catch them, intercept. You'll have the best offensive team you've ever had.
That's a lot of negativity, man.
I'm not trying to be negative. We just got cutbacks. I mean, they took my pillow. The pillow I'm sitting on was taken from my chair. Okay, I don't even have a
I'm
pillow
gonna tell the
anymore.
kids that they was looking forward to that. I told them about my trip to Paris and how amazing it was, and they were looking forward to this. And you're trying to tell me now we can't do it?
Okay.
We gotta
By the
pretend?
way, I know you just came back from Paris to the Olympics, which so cheap you shouldn't get a new hat, maybe. But anyway,
It's a classic. What's wrong?
okay,
What's wrong
okay.
with wearing a classic?
Whatever. You jumped in the Seine River when they were
Yeah,
swimming in the Olympics, and now
yeah.
you came
Got a
back
little
sick.
sick.
You
Yeah,
got
a
sick,
little
and now
sick.
you're trying to bill,
Yeah.
our nursing staff, which is one person
What?
who doesn't know what she's doing. Okay,
All
so
they took care of me in Paris for free. They're socialists. You know what I mean? So
okay, yeah,
I have to
okay,
pay for any
wonderful,
medical
yeah.
bills over there.
Okay, that's great. Okay, well, listen, I think we're done. Okay, so thank you.
All right
You
then.
talked to some other people. Okay, the PTA president needs to meet with the art drama cafeteria lady in room 7.
Hello, Rashida. Oh, Rashida, I can sense your anger, but darling, I cannot hear you.
I'm sorry. It's just I'm going through a lot right now. Listen, I had an idea. Okay, so since I'm taking on the role as the art and the drama teacher, along with being a lunch lady, I was
Sure.
figuring that we put on a school musical next spring, and it's called Fishes by the Sea. Okay,
Oh.
it's about a big fish in a small pond who wants to get out to the big ocean, but he's trapped. So I figured that we could have themes of fish.
Yes. You know what, Rashida, I love that because here's the thing. If you need any help organizing that, that's a story I can relate to. I mean, it's really hard being something so special in such a really restrictive environment. But you know what? Once you get the opportunity to expand your wings and people can see how amazing you are, there's just no going back.
Yes, and I figured since we're going to do a theme with fishes, it's great to let the children know, okay, that how important the fish is to our ecosystem, okay, and how nutrient in when you eat sardines or you eat anything that's fish related, you get your omega-3s. What fish oil does is brain food. That will also help the children be more creative in my class, since I have to come up with all of this crap. It will make them have more creative, type of things that they could do. Where they're in your English class, they can think. There's a lot of benefits to fish, and I think if we could tell the parents that, I think they will be up with it. But we got to figure out to letting the staff know and letting the children know, and also letting school know.
You know, I agree with you, Rashida. I think, you know, giving the students brain food is amazing. You know, I wish I had eaten a little bit more of it, you know, when I was younger, but of course,
I
that's
can
how I
share
got on
some
reality
right
TV.
now.
But I do wonder, is there maybe like a more attractive food that we could offer the students? I mean, you know,
Attractive.
this feels a little 2010, you know, with the fish oil and whatnot. I'm just wondering if maybe, I don't know, is there like a protein shake or something that we might be
What
able
is all of
to?
this about protein shakes? You guys keep telling me about protein shakes.
I mean,
Protein is in this one can of sardines. Do you know how much rich nutrients is packed in just one can? Do you know how much protein is just in any fish, no matter if you boil it? And that's another thing. Don't think I didn't forget about you guys complaining about me boiling everything. How
you know,
I know
Rashida,
that nothing. What? I'm sorry. What?
I'm just so worried that maybe you only know how to cook one thing, and that's fine if you do it well, but I'm a little nervous that it's kind of getting into everything. You know, the fish is permeating. You know, it's getting a little intense. I mean, I like the thought, but I wonder if we're headed in a weird direction.
You
Like
guys
it's just not
complain.
cute.
You guys complain about everything. I was smoking. You know, the reason why I'm smoking, that I'm trying to cut back right now, is given the
Because
fact
it's
that I'm
giving you
playing three
wrinkles.
different teachers, three different roles.
Oh,
I'm the lunch lady.
oh.
I'm the art teacher. I'm the drama teacher. I'm stressed out. Why do you think I'm smoking?
I
Okay, if
mean,
the dean could go meet with the English language teacher, who's also our nurse, and our PE janitor in the gym.
You know, Roberta, I'm still investigating whoever switched your Tylenol and put melatonin in the Tylenol bottles.
Oh no.
Fall asleep at the wheel. I'm still
Come
looking.
on now, G.
What?
You're investigating. You're investigating.
It's the same person who filled the swimming pool with Jello when you were trying to have swim practice.
You don't investigate anything. I'm quitting. I think I'm quitting this job as a nurse.
You know what?
Why are you quitting?
That was the biggest Jello shot ever. I
Too
have to
much.
say.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Too much with the nurse. I have to be a nurse, and then I have to speak Spanish. Now I'm teaching them to sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in Spanish.
Right, but you don't do any of those jobs well, so it's like you're doing no jobs at all.
Excuse me?
I got a solution for you, Roberta. What do they always say is the best medicine?
Whiskey?
Absence?
Yeah, all those two. Those are important. Penicillin, laughter, right? Now, you got English language class. One thing I use the English language for is stand-up comedy. And I was doomed to be unappreciated in my time. So
You're not funny, G. You're not funny.
Perhaps to somebody out of touch like you, yes. But if we get the kids to be fans, when they grow up, they get their own money, they'll come to the shows. What do you
Hey,
think?
Roberta, you look like you need a nap.
Because Rashida is giving the kids sardines. I have had.
Okay.
I just have to be prepared for them to come in, smell horrible. Then I
Yeah.
have to give them something to drink. They throw up all over me.
Yeah, they
And
do
then
that. Yeah.
I'm waiting. It's not my fault if I reset the arm or if I cut it open or
Well,
something.
yeah, it is if it's not broken. You know what I mean? Not for nothing,
Well,
but
that's
no
not
need
what
to
Dr.
set up.
Google said. You just go like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you and Google need to break up. You know what I mean?
Oh,
That's a toxic relationship.
No, G knows about toxic relationships.
That's a toxic relationship.
No.
Listen, it's
You,
toxic.
you and Lindsay. Oh my God, Lindsay. You and Lindsay. Toxic.
That's another
toxic.
thing I want to regurgitate about.
Yeah, it's the ultimate hypocrisy that she's a counselor. She can't take care of her own mess. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm embarrassed that she's even the mother.
She had me in her office, and
you know what?
What'd she say?
Hey, you should not be embarrassed because you're a hua. Okay.
Okay,
You know what I'm
the
saying?
counselor please meet with the history teacher, math teacher, bus driver, and the PTA president in room 8.
Michael, you know you're my best friend at the school. You're always a bit straight with each other. I'll diagnose you later. My dad, my third dad, said that I have to do that kind of stuff, whatever. But I, at this point, need to get back at G. So, the only person I can see that happening with, because it would be weird with my dad, would be you.
But you know that, I mean, he and Madeline, right? You know about.
Yes, that's why I'm trying to get back at him. You might have to take the gloves off because they're kind of creeping me out.
No way. This is my grip. That's my grip on life, on my wheel. Everything is like
okay.
pathway for me. So this is
keep
my deal.
Okay, you can keep the gloves on. You can keep the gloves on.
Listen, I'll tell you, he glued me to a chair. He admitted to gluing me to the chair. I was there for 3 days because it was a weekend. So
and
if you want to get back at him, I'm all for it. Maybe we could do something in the bus. Maybe
you're saying the bus, not the butt, right?
In the bus, yeah. In the
okay.
Bus. Yeah. But whatever they do in the bus, maybe we could show it off.
Okay.
Or
you have a lot of mirrors in there.
There's a lot of mirrors.
There's a lot of mirrors.
You gotta watch the kids. It's crazy. It's crazy what they do.
How
I just put out a fire. It was like a weed fire. I think I got a contact high from just hanging out in the bus trying to put the fire out.
Okay, so
what do you want to do? I'm up for it. Okay,
you can keep the gloves on. Maybe lose the hat. I don't know. But everything else needs to come off besides the gloves. Not right now, but when we get to the bus.
Wait, whoa. Where are you taking this? Like, what? You want me naked?
I need to get back at G, and clearly Tim and Madeline are together in your Paradise bus, and I feel like that's the only way.
Well, it's going to be a smoky mess in there. It's a mood changer.
Okay. If the art drama cafeteria, Rashida, and the PTA president, please come into my office. Okay, so Madeline came to me complaining that you want to have too much fish on your menu, and now this whole sardine thing, and then I saw you quickly come up with some idea. Now you want to boil the sardines. Now you want to have boiled sardines and call it sardine soup.
What is wrong with sardine soup?
It's not aesthetic, Rashida. It's so gross. I mean, like I said, I appreciate your thought process and I appreciate your passion, but I just don't know that if it's the right fit for the PR that we're going for.
Okay, tell me give me your vision of your menu, Rashida. Anything but boiled. Anything you're going to serve that's not boiled.
Anything.
Okay, listen. If you guys have time to hear me talk, all right. Because right now you're catching me in my arts and crafts moment right now. I'm trying to get the costumes designed for our play that's coming up, Fishes by the Sea. We'll talk about that later. But listen, on the menu, I've had complaints that it wasn't healthy. So I decided to rearrange the menu and not make everything boiled. But I don't like to do everything fried either, because that's the one way to die. Because it just clogs up all your arteries and everything. It gives you high blood pressure. We don't have time for that. Listen, the kids need omega-3s. They need fish food. They need brain food. How are they going to function and get those test scores up? How are they going to do well in the English class? They can't even speak. They don't even know their nouns or anything like that. My whole thing is I think that we should have fish at least twice a week. Maybe once boiled, and maybe the other day, I don't know, maybe grilled, pan fried. I don't know. You guys don't pay that much. It's not in the budget. So I have to improvise.
Yeah, well, let's talk about this for a second also. Something that happened at the end of last year, you thought, was why you thought the fish, the brain power and stuff, because you'd ask people, you say, okay, the sandwich costs this much, then add the Coca-Cola and add the chips and tax. Give me the total before I put it in the cash register. And if they didn't get it right, you'd make them pay a fine.
Okay, so sue me.
It's just, and then you put that money in. Then you put that, and then you put that money into your art budget. And by the way, last year the vice president, when she was vice president of the PTA, she raised money for the production that her daughter starred in for you, and you never thanked her. You never, in fact, when you gave the awards out for best actress at the end of the year, it was her daughter and another kid, and you picked the other kid. So why don't you talk about that for a second?
I know it is terribly disheartening, Rashida. I mean, after all that I've done, all the effort that my sweet little Kathy put in, I mean, I just really don't understand. Like, we're a brand and we're trying to bring that to the school for the benefit of you all, and it just feels a little ungrateful to me.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh.
That's what you were looking for, right? You were looking for an apology. Well, I'm sorry, Miss Madeline, PTA president. I'm sorry. Is that what you wanted? Are we done here?
I mean, I would have preferred it if you had streamed it on Instagram Live, but I mean, I suppose this is fine. I mean, all I'm saying is that, you know, I'm doing the best I can, and I don't really feel like you're giving Kathy the attention that she needs. I mean, she's a budding starlet. She's an athlete. She's an actress. I mean, she can do it all, right? Like,
So how about this? How about we make her the lead? How about we make her the big fish in a small pond? How about that? She'll be the lead of the play, and then we can make all bygones be bygones. How about that?
I mean, I like where this is headed. Can
He's
we
shaking
make
his head. He
sure?
agrees.
Well, there's
Yeah.
another little kick here. She wants you to make her daughter a personal lunch. She's going to give you the menu. You have to take care of it.
No,
She's
no, wait a
vegan.
minute. No, I don't
Yeah.
take personal orders. I do not do that. No.
I mean, it's against our beliefs that schools should be nutritious, should be offering nutritious meals. And I just really feel strongly that the sardines aren't as nutritious, especially when you're deep frying them, you're boiling them. I mean,
Excuse me. I do not deep fry anything. This is why we have the issue of me boiling everything.
Mm.
No. See, we have her as the president. Skull, we have her as the president.
The parents nominate. I have nothing to do with that. Okay.
I
Anyway,
mean, I'm just giving the people what
this
they
is-
want.
Yeah, I think this is good. I think we've got some of it hammered out. I'm going to have to test the sardine soup before we put it out there, though.
Well,
Okay,
I have more, Skull.
okay. Well, I'll
And
go
there's
in
a reason,
and
Rashida.
do you want to? Look, I'm going to give you. I'll give you 1 minute. Tell me about your production.
Okay, so the production is about a big fish in a small pond. Fishes by the sea. It's about right now we're gonna make it a woman now because apparently we gotta cater to her now. Anyways, the lead is the big fish that's in a small pond. We need to get that big fish that's being trapped, that's being creatively trapped, like you guys are trapping me right now, to get to the bigger place where it belongs, where it can be creatively free. And it doesn't have to be ridiculed or criticized about if it's boiled or if it's fried or if it's grilled or if
Okay.
it's just a soup or
All
anything.
right. So you think you should be on the Cooking Network? You should be working with Wolfgang Puck. I get it. Great. I'm glad you were aspiring for the top of the meal. Okay.
Why
Listen,
not?
it's been okay.
But I
This
do
is
need money to help budget this. This is why I'm trying to get the costumes right now.
well. Maybe Madeline will help you out if she's going to be her daughter's going to be the big fish now. Okay. All right. So what I need is the dean to go meet with the PTA president, so you two can talk it out. Because I think you got some stuff you need to discuss with each other.
Hey,
Well,
Dolce.
hello. I got the rose that you left me. Thank you so much.
Welcome, you're welcome.
Really
Prego.
throwing me back to the bachelorette days.
Yeah. I did. Well, I know they do red on the show, but I figure I want to be unique. Because
Of
you
course.
know, yeah, I was talking to Roberta and Michelle, and I try not to dwell, but Michelle did call me a whore, and I just wanted, I know you like the reality, you like the fame, and I just wanted to make sure that you didn't think I was just a whore, and that you weren't just using it for the fame.
No, and you know what? Even if you were a whore, you're my whore. And you know what? I'm okay with that as long as you are. I mean, I'm willing to do anything to get on TV, and you know me. I mean, it's a requirement. You got to be a little frisky to be popular. So I think that for the benefit of us, it works.
Right. I mean, what if you didn't have the option of being on TV, but I was still there? What would happen in that scenario?
Well, what do you think would happen in that scenario? I mean, it's hard, right? Because we have a partnership and we're doing so well. So, you know what? I don't think that we really need to dwell on it. I think because we're doing so well right now, we can just not worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, there is the issue of if things work out with us, which I plan on giving you a rose every single day. Our kids would become step siblings. It might help sell it to the E network. They like that kind of stuff, but it's a little issue. I don't want my son being he's already got Lindsay for a mother. That's enough psychological stress on a boy.
I know. And you know what? I think that the kids, here's the thing. I think that, you know what? They're just going to have to live with it, because with the money that we're raking in, I mean, all of the good pranks. I mean, can you imagine when Rashida finds out what happened to some of the sardines? Please. I think that, you know what? It's a fair trade-off for their college fund. So really, I think they're just going to have to suck it up.
I don't think I ever told you who put all that pink dye in the boiled chicken and tried to get Rashida fired.
It was about time, honestly. I mean, oh my goodness. She
Yeah.
wants to do all of this stuff. So much fish. And you know what? I just, Peter reached out to sponsor us. I don't know that this is the best life choice for our school, but we'll see.
Okay, the
Yeah.
counselor and PE janitor, please meet in room 12.
Hey,
Hey,
how you doing?
love your hat.
Oh my God. Isn't it the best?
Best. I'm going to get
Such good memories. Such good memories. I absolutely
exactly
love
like
Paris.
two
Paris
things
is-
out of the way. My stepdaddy said that since you're not a gymnast, you were on the Olympic team for curling for Salt Lake. That's 2020 or 2002.
Yeah, the other
That
one.
like you were on the curling team and then you hurt your wrist or something. I don't know if
No.
you're the best person
No,
to
no.
be
You
teaching
got
gymnastics.
you got it mixed up. See, so this happened in Paris. Okay, I was with Snoop Dogg and the Grand Dame Martha Stewart. That's when this happened.
Why were
It
you
don't have
kicked
nothing
off?
to do with my Olympics.
Why were you kicked off the curling team in 2002?
Yeah, get it right. It's 2002. See, 2002.
That's what I'm saying. 2002.
So
Why?
that's different, though. That was
But
different.
why-
It didn't
but why
have
were you-
anything to do
Why
with,
were you
with
kicked off the?
me as an athlete. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have anything to do with that.
Okay,
Okay.
you were kicked off. Why? Because that's in your chart.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with you? You know what I'm saying? You're not my counselor. You're the kid's counselor.
I mean, it's kind of relevant because we're,
No.
trusting you with young lives every single day. So
Yeah, so that would have been, discussed in my interview when I got hired all those many years ago, right? So I don't understand why you trying to dredge up old memories, right? I think you trying to trigger my neurodivergency.
no, I am.
I'm feeling triggered right now. I feel like I'm being attacked.
I know you have a trigger. I know you have a trigger. I know you take Prozac for.
I feel like you're attacking me right now.
No, I know
right? You're not supposed to be discussing my medications. Nothing.
Okay, let's all take a deep breath together. Like I'm
man.
hoping you have a great.
This is a problem. This is a problem. I think I might have to take this to the PTA, and then I might have to take this to the school board.
Oh my God!
Because you are taking things a little too far, right?
Wait, did you say
talk about the kids?
Wait, did
how
you say
how you in my business? I'm not talking about what you do with G.
Wait, did you just say you would take it to the PTA, like physically, like you did before your 2000?
I'm gonna take this situation verbally.
Oh, verbally.
Now you are attacking my neurodivergency, unprovoked. Okay, and I'm gonna take it to the PTA, and then we're gonna go to the school board.
Please do not take it. Okay. Once in Olympian, always an Olympian. Okay, so let's move past.
Let me ask you this.
Okay, listen. If the English language nurse and the bus driver, math history teacher come into the principal's office. Okay, so Roberta brought up last year that she had some kids that had come into the nursing office. And apparently they were smoking weed on your bus on the way into school. So one guy had a psychotic breakdown and went in to talk to talk to our lovely nurse, Roberta. So, Roberta, why don't you talk with Michael about exactly what happened last year so this doesn't happen again this year?
The poor kid didn't know his name, didn't know anything. So what was I supposed to do? I had to give them an enema and get it out of them. What else could I do? So then the kid is even more hysterical and screaming, and then I had to give them something to drink and make them throw up. I gave them a little of my bourbon. Of course, this is my fix it all. So then the poor kid is going in both ends and said it was all your fault on your party bus.
Well, wow.
No
I
word.
don't know how to respond to that. The stuff that you gave them after pot. The pot is not a big deal. I will say that 3 of the rows have been completely burned out. So there's not going to be too much partying on there right now. And obviously I've got to like come down on these kids.
Are you questioning my medical prowess?
I am absolutely questioning it. You bet. You know, I take things pretty serious with my vehicle. I mean, from last year to this year, I have already shaved off 15 minutes to get the students here quicker. So, you know, I take great pride in my bus.
Listen, you're going through residential neighborhoods now, and they're complaining. You've run into 4 mailboxes, 2 planters, and you've actually knocked down a small tree they just planted. It was a cherry tree they planted for George Washington.
That was a practice run.
His birthday.
It was a practice run.
A danger.
You gotta, you know.
Michael and Rashida are endangering these children, and I have consulted with Dr. Google.
Okay.
So now I am giving them all these things this way, that way, every place possible to get it all out of them.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you switch? You know, I think you should start doing your nursing from AI. Actually, get an AI chat app for you. Whatever they call those.
An enema for a kid coming in to see you because he was smoking pot on my bus. Now, I'll tell you, nobody's smoking anything on my bus anymore. That's why I put in the extra mirrors. So that, I don't know. But, Scove, I mean, are you hearing what she's giving these kids? And you're worried about
Well, I think both of you are in the wrong here. Both of the you don't get an enema if he's smoking weed. It's in his head. You know, so even drinking stuff, it's not in his stomach.
Eliminating it from his body, like the sardines. I'm doing it now with.
How am I supposed to control that? I mean, I'm 30 feet away.
Yeah,
I'm 30 feet away.
I don't know. So you're saying they only smoke in the back of the bus? So you tell all the weed smokers to go to the back of the bus. They shouldn't be smoking weed at all on the way into school.
I agree. Look, it is a long bus ride. That's why if I can, you know, make it a little quicker, maybe this stuff won't be happening. They have so much leisure time.
You can't go through residential.
Other stuff happens then. In Michelle's class, they break their arms, they twist their ankles, and then they eat lunch, and then they get sick from lunch. So I'm overwhelmed. I can't even teach my Spanish.
All right. Well, let's just stay with Michael and you. Okay. I don't need to, because those were other problems. The problems you got with him.
I mean,
there are been some kids who have when you took really wild turns. Some of the kids flew off the.
That's why I put in the new restraints. You know, the buses don't come with restraints, and now this one does.
Your restraint is duct tape. You duct tape the kids in.
It's like a belt. It is like a belt.
It's not. You broke their fingers, 2 fingers. I had to twist them and crack them back.
2 of them. That's just 2 of them. All these kids need to toughen up. Like when I grew up, you know, like this bus, no belts. Bus driver hit the brakes really hard. Guess where you went? Flying. So you know what? I don't. Little tape is like a cool belt. They're not going anywhere. They're definitely not smoking because they can't get up. So.
But one of them lost all their teeth. They came to me with all their teeth bleeding.
Yeah.
I think that might have been the food. Okay, well, listen, you guys, thank you very much. I'm going to have
do
to
what
have.
I can.
Yeah, the dean needs to go over and talk to her about that because she's got some issues with her food. So, Dean, go over and meet with the art, drama, and cafeteria lady, please.
Hey, Rashida.
Hi.
I'm still trying to catch whoever replaced your Marlboros with candy cigarettes. That was inappropriate. I think.
Oh yeah, well, I'm glad that you agree with that.
Yeah, it was.
Apparently, a lot of people are laughing behind my back.
I don't know, laughing. What, they think it's funny?
Yeah, they think it's funny. I think you guys
Oh,
are trying to get me fired or something.
well, no, fired. Why would you be fired? That's ridiculous. I think that
Yeah,
was
I want to know the same thing. Everything that I do for the school, you guys have a complaint against it. I
yeah.
boil, you have a complaint. I clean because the school is dirty. You guys have a complaint about that. Now I want to introduce more omega-3s, in fish oil and the healthy supplements and everything. You guys complain about that. You're never satisfied with me.
No, I mean, I understand you boil every. I mean, what's this? What is this clean freak thing about? Why are you spraying kids down? Why do you have to kill
Do
every
you know
single
how
germ?
germy those kids are? Those little shits, excuse my language. They're like a walking petri dish just waiting to spread germs.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
getting up in age. I come in contact with anything, I can catch it.
yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, why are you working in a school then? You could work anywhere else.
Because I love what I do, okay? And I figure if I like to keep things clean, they should be clean as well. At least they don't have to take germs home to their parents.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's true. This play, Fishes by the Sea, but you got them in a pond, right? I mean, what's this whole thing about?
It's about a big fish in a small pond. He's trying to, or she's trying to get into the where it belongs, where it can be more creative. That's the sea.
Oh,
That's the big one. But I'm also kind of going between the titles. I don't know if I want to call it Big Tuna or if I want to call it Fishes by the Sea. But I
could it
figured I was
be?
doing in the drama, you coming up with the designs, and I figured if we can get in the budget, if we can get those shiny sequences, it can represent the scales of a fish,
I
and they can
love.
do a little a
Yeah.
little number dance.
Could the fish be like a, say more creative? Could it be like a fish stand-up comic?
What's so funny about that?
You can tune a piano, you can't tune a fish. It's a pun. You do a little rim shot underwater. I mean, the stand-up comedian is the starving artist of our times. All right, they're not appreciated. They're not paid. They get booed off the stage when they're given the funniest stuff. I mean, these are the kind of people who are coming up with the candy cigarette kind of
Gene,
stuff.
let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
Again, I feel like you guys are trying to laugh in my face. Now,
I
everything that I'm creating, my art, you want to make it into a comic. Whoever said it was going to be a comic, it was supposed to be a musical, something that inspires people. Never said it was supposed to be comedy. Never
No,
said it was supposed to be funny.
this is a tragedy. Okay,
It
this
is
is
a
about
tragedy. You're trapped.
it's
You want to
about
get
a
to the big
fish
place.
unappreciated in his time, and he's got to go work his stupid ass job and do a reality show just with a woman who probably doesn't love him, just so he can make ends meet and care for his son who has a shit ass mother. That's a tragedy. There's no comedy about it. How does
Wow.
that?
Meet with the PTA president, the counselor, meet with the PTA president in the counselor's office.
Oh, well, Lindsay, so good to see you again. It's been a long time.
Wish I could say the same.
Yeah.
So heard Rashida is going to be having auditions for Finding Nemo type of play. My son will definitely get the lead.
Wow.
He GI Junior. I don't know why he has that on social media. I don't know why you have him on social media. What are you doing with my husband? Like, I mean, there is a lot of questions, but first and foremost, hope you're having a great day.
Oh, goodness. I am. Actually, you know what? I found another rose right on my car this morning, and that was so lovely. And it feels so good to be loved. I'm just doing so well, Lindsay,
Yeah,
and
we all saw you crash and burn on national TV. And do you ever wonder where the other 11 roses go to? There are 12 in a dozen, So, and
but,
don't.
they were all frogs. What can I say? I mean, you know what? You have to crash and burn sometimes to rise up as the phoenix. And you know what? My brand is stronger than ever. I just really wish that you could see that, I mean, it's better this way.
It was just so embarrassing for you on national TV.
You watched? You're a fan?
I saw clips my son brought home.
Flattering.
GI
You know me.
but and then my husband definitely had some on his computer when I looked, which was just made me.
I mean,
but
who doesn't? For good reason. I mean, of course.
So how's that party bus that you've been going on?
You know, the party bus is amazing. I mean, you know, Michael has been all, you know, taking us all over the place, taking us on the most romantic, scenic drives. And, you know, it's just been so lovely.
You know that's all recorded, right? And Michael's unfortunately my best friend. So that can be accidentally leaked on the internet, you little skank.
Oh, on social media and everything. Wow.
Yeah, everything. Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna get a little taste of it soon. I don't know. Where else are you gonna what else are you gonna do? Because I have it all. If you want to watch it back with me, it would be so much fun. I can't wait to say the dean of a school that's the dean's still married to his wife, who have a gorgeous son who's very talented, by the way, is skanking around with a bachelorette. That's just gonna be so much fun to release.
Okay, if everybody could come on into my main office, we're going to conclude our day today. I did get a chance to try the sardine soup. I thought it was a nice touch.
Told you.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a nice touch to add chamomile. Yeah, chamomile sardine soup. It mellows people out. All right, so we also have a problem here is Lindsay just posted the conversation you guys just had in her office. She had a Ring camera and she posted that.
I posted
Madeline.
More than that.
Yeah. Well, the other thing says coming next. So she just posted the thing with you, with a thing at the bottom that she just put up, best yet to come, on a party bus. And so the problem is the whole school now we have probably about 1,000 cars out there now because they all wanted to see if they can get a glimpse of you, Madeline. So we're going to have to probably go out through the back of the school now. That's the only way out. I would not go out to the parking lot where your cars are. We're going to just have to kind of go out through the back, you know, kind of in where the foresty part of the back is, to that lake that G looks at, and then just go around the back of the lake, and then, you know, because they may break into the school. For all I know, they may break into the school. Do not try and go get your bus, Michael.
I left it open because of smoke. If you guys want to go sneak in that way, I'll slip out.
No,
Michael.
They're everywhere. Okay, so I want to say is we'll come back next week. Madeline, you might have to have security when you come back next week. Okay, and G, we know you guys are dating. I would suggest your kid, and you know, you might want to think about revisiting that because you're going to be inundated with people if you go to her house tonight. Okay, this has been our middle school long form. Okay, let me introduce our cast today, starting with Madeline, Michelle.
Thanks for watching.
G.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Lindsay.
I'm just like, thanks for watching, everyone.
Rashida.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. You better have.
Or she'll give you some sardine soup. Roberta.
Hey, hope you enjoyed it.
And the worst bus driver, Michael.
You know, I get a bad rap, but this way it goes.
Yeah. Well, wave goodbye. We'll see you guys in 4 weeks. We have a whole brand new long form game coming up, and we're very excited to show it to you. So come back in 4 weeks, and you can see the Tuesday 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time team.
Oh, and happy birthday to my dad.
Nice.